So, I thought that rather than take a bunch of pictures and try and explain what is going to be the biggest anticlimax of the day about what was in the box that we tweeted about earlier and why I'm so excited about it, I'd just do a little video that may explain it a little bit better. So, this is my studio. It's my studio. In reality, it's an upstairs bedroom in the house that I live in. I've recently moved into this room from a smaller room, although this one isn't massive, and therein lies the problem. So I will just give you a little tour around my very small studio. Okay, oh look, grey curtains, good start. So I'll apologise for the terribly shaky camera work that you're about to have. But so this is my challenge. You can see it's not a big room, and it's full of crap. Well, no, it's not full of crap, it's just not very organised. There is some crap. So this is where I normally sit and create all my usual little gribbly tunes, and I tend to work in the box in Ableton pretty much most of the time. Now the reason for that is not because I'm short of other bits and pieces to play with. As you can see, they're all over there, but they're all spread out. Not many of them are plugged in. There's lots of shuffling happens, and again, I tend to be the sort of person who really wants to just sit down and get going. So unless you know I've got a fair, sorry, I'm just turning down Autumna, sorry Autumna. Yeah, so unless I've got a big lump of time at the weekend where I can sit in this corner and have a good fiddle and a faff, then it tends not to happen, to be honest. Or I'll just sit down and I'll have a little noodle and nothing really major gets done. And while there's obviously space for that, and that's important, that's not really where I want to be. So at the moment I've got loads and loads of demos stacked up that I've been doing in the box in Ableton with all my plugins and stuff, but what I want to have a bash at more this year, inspired not in a small part by Metamorph by Gavin, and again the live stuff that we've seen at the last couple of levitations, is to use some of this lovely kit over here that you can see, which is woefully underused. So there's two elements to that. One is I really want to use it to do a little bit of mainly doorless work, just to see, shits and giggles really, just to see what comes out. But I've been threatening to do a bit of live work for ages as well. So I need this area to work a little bit better. And so, almost time for the big reveal that's going to be such an anticlimax. That's what's in the box. So I need to get to a stage where most of this is all set up. Now I know that for loads of people out there who are probably watching this is just nothing special, having seen photos of other people's studios and setups, but you know, obviously not for me. So this is a fairly big deal. So I remember seeing at Synthfest there was this great stand that had what to all intents and purposes was modular keyboard racking and equipment racking. They were called AMS, and so I jumped on their website, and that's what's in the box. Nothing terribly exciting, but some really interesting modular stands. So that stand that you can see there, that D shape, is going to go there. I'm going to lose this little riser shelf that I've got that's there stood on. So here, just roughly where the 808 and the Minilog is, a little bit narrower, will be a 3-tier stand. Still not quite figured out what I'm going to put on it, because the real point was that this stuff is modular. And I sat down for ages with scribbles and thought, how am I going to arrange myself? You know, it was all these grand ideas. And at the end of the day, I wasn't really sure. But the beauty of this stuff is it doesn't really matter. So because you can just bolt stuff on and rearrange it. So I just thought, right, let's get some basics. Let's just get a basic starting point in. I can build that and I can see what's what, and off we go. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So here's your sort of before picture. I'm going to get a beer open and I'm going to build what's in there and decide which bits will go on it for now, and we'll build out from there. We'll see what's what. I really want to bring this out from under. So I use this as my controller keyboard at the moment, and as such it tends not to, I'm just using it as a MIDI controller, but if I pull it out you'll see what it is. I love this keyboard. It's just so it's the old Novation Nova 2 with a voice upgrade in it, and it's just a delight. There's it's capable of some absolutely gorgeous sounds, and I've just got to the stage where, you know, out of convenience, that's the bit that shows. It's terrible, isn't it? That's the bit that shows, and I use that to drive Ableton. So I'm sort of quite keen to bring that out. I've got the analogue of the monologue there. I've got the lovely mother sat at the back, and of course that ARP, which I really should be using more. And then what I'm planning to get here is a more traditional MIDI controller, either Native Instruments or the Arturia, although I had to play with an Arturia. I didn't like the keybed on it at all. But we'll see. Anyway, something more suited to being a MIDI controller, rather than, you know, using 5% of what that keyboard's for. Anyway, I'm starting to wibble a bit now, so I'll cut this together, I'll pop it on YouTube or something, and then I'll get building, and I'll do a little update later on, and there'll probably be a little few works in progress photographs on Twitter and maybe Mastodon as well. So there you go. That was the big reveal. As I said, bit of an anticlimax probably, but not for me. I'm quite excited about how this is going to look once we get it done. Anyway, that's it.